Chapter 4. I didn't sign on for this. Ino held her mouth open as she tried to think of some sort of excuse. She needed something and she needed it quick. Naruto simply ran his fingers through his hair. Shikamaru, it's nothing really, Ino said. Yeah, Naruto nodded. It's not like we were planning some type of secret meeting or anything. He shouted out loud in a nervous tone. Shikamaru raised an eyebrow to the both of them. Ino quickly grabbed Naruto, putting her hand over his mouth. Idiot, she muttered in his ear. She then looked up at her black-haired teammate. She then smiled for him. Naruto was just walking me home. We had a mission together. She quickly lied. So you know Naruto here, always the gentleman. He offered to walk me home. Isn't that right, Naruto? Yeah, he mumbled due to the fact that she still had her hand over his mouth. Ino let him. Shikamaru stared between the two of them. Whatever. He sighed. Anyway, I have to get this stuff home to my mom. You know how much she nags. Yeah, Ino nodded. We'll see you around, Shika. Later, Shikamaru. Naruto spoke. If Shikamaru had any other suspicions, he did not voice them. He only continued on his way home. Once he was gone, the platinum blonde turned her attention to Naruto. Way to go, Naruto. You might as well have told him everything, and save us the trouble of our plan having been found out by everyone. Sorry, Ino-chan, I got nervous. Shikamaru is smart, so he most likely had his suspicions about seeing us together. He probably won't say anything though. He'll be back to watching his clouds and playing shogi in no time. Naruto just figured that he'd better leave now before there were any other surprises. Besides, there was some sleep that he needed to catch up on. Okay, well, good night, Ino-chan. He yawned. I'll see you around. Right, she agreed. Later. As Ino approached the door to her house, to her surprise, it was instantly opened. An older blonde-haired woman appeared at the door. Naruto could tell that she was obviously Ino's mother. They looked too similar to not be of some sort of relation. Oh, Ino-chan, you're home. I thought that I heard your voice. She paused when she saw Naruto. Suddenly a smile appeared on her face. Oh, were you on a date? What? No, Mom, I wasn't. Don't be so rude, invite your handsome friend in. But Ino started. Naruto blinked as he tried to think of something to say. He needed to get out of this and fast. Mrs. Yamanaka, thank you for the offer. But it's fine, you don't have to invite me in. I was just making sure Ino-chan got home safe. And now that she's here, I should probably be on my way. Good night. Before he could get any further, Mrs. Yamanaka grabbed a hold of his arm. Ino felt like slapping herself upside the head. Was this really his idea of getting out of here fast? Saying what he just said would only make her mother want him to come in more. Nonsense, you were very sweet in making sure that Ino got home safely. Come, I insist. Naruto could not protest as he was now being dragged into the house. Ino sighed heavily as she followed behind the two of them into the house. This probably won't end well, she whispered. You just have a seat and I'll go make us some tea and dango. Mrs. Yamanaka, would you like some help? The young man offered. The older blonde-haired woman turned to face Naruto. She looked almost stunned, as if she couldn't believe he had even offered. Or rather, it was as if she wasn't at all used to a young man being polite. Handsome and polite, well, he's definitely an upgrade from the last boy I met. Wouldn't you agree, Ino-chan? Yeah, sure, Mom. So does this handsome, polite young man have a name? She questioned. It's Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki. All right, Naruto. She smiled. Don't you worry about helping me. You just sit in here and make yourself at home. Ino sat down across from Naruto at the table. She waited until her mother left before turning her attention onto him. Listen up, when my mother gets back, you need to make up some sort of excuse. Any kind of excuse, I don't care what it is. Just tell her that you have to leave. Yeah, that's all good, Ino-chan, but what exactly am I supposed to say to her? She seems pretty persistent, he noticed. Ino was about to say something when footsteps were heard. She saw not only her mother but her father as well. Oh shit, she thought. Her father was bound to scare Naruto shitless. She sort of felt bad for him now. He wasn't even her boyfriend, and her father would definitely start giving him the third degree. According to Inoichi, all boys were considered guilty until proven innocent. And even after that, they could only be trusted to a certain extent. Bottom line, no boy was good enough for his princess right now. I thought that I heard voices. Ino, princess, why don't you introduce me to your friend? Inoichi spoke, his eyes never leaving Naruto. Naruto gulped at the serious look in Mr. Yamanaka's eyes. Oh hell, please don't let him kill him. Don't let him kill me. Naruto thought. Sure daddy. Naruto Uzumaki, this is my father Inoichi Yamanaka. Naruto, say hi. He nodded. Hi. Hello Yamanaka-san. He managed to get the words out. Naruto then bowed before the elder male. See honey, isn't he polite? Why don't you have a seat and we can all enjoy some tea and dango? Mrs. Yamanaka seemed cheerful. Inoichi simply nodded as he sat down at the table. Naruto felt more and more uncomfortable by the minute. He was sure that he hadn't felt such tension in a long time. Would you like some dango, Naruto? Ano's mother asked. Sure. He mumbled as he took some dango off the plate. Inoichi took a sip of his tea before looking over to where Naruto was sitting. So Naruto, what are your intentions with my daughter? Intentions? Yes, your plans. Was this a one-time thing? Or do you intend to date my daughter? Ino tried to get his attention by kicking the whisker-faced boy underneath the table. OWW. He exclaimed. Don't worry daddy. Naruto doesn't have any plans, period. Isn't that right, Naruto? In fact, we weren't even on a date at all, were we? She asked with a serious look in those aqua-colored orbs. Oh Ino-chan, don't be embarrassed. If you were on a date, it's perfectly okay. The older woman told her daughter. Well, Inoichi started. If it was a date, I do hope that you were nothing but a complete gentleman, Naruto, because if you weren't, there could very well be consequences. Naruto did not like look in Inoichi's eyes. That was it, he had to get out of there right now before he was suddenly a dead man. The blonde male immediately stood up. Yamanaka-san, I promise you on my love ramen that nothing inappropriate happened between Ino and me. I wouldn't treat her that way. And now I really have to go. I've got a busy day tomorrow, you know how it is. A shinobi's work is never done, you know. He laughed. Thank you Mrs. Yamanaka for the dango, good night. He bowed once more before heading to the door. Goodbye Naruto, hopefully we will get to see more of you. Yeah, he nodded. If Mr. Yamanaka doesn't kill me first. Wait up Naruto, I'll walk you out. Ino called after him. Inoichi waited until both Ino and Naruto were gone before he spoke again. Strange one, that boy, he seems okay, a little anxious though. Well dear, you can be very intimidating, what did you expect? His wife asked. I only want the best for our princess, you know that. I like him dear. He's very polite, he could very well be good for Ino. Perhaps you should give him a chance. Maybe, he thought. Ino grabbed a hold of Naruto, trying to stop him from taking off. She wanted to at least get the chance to apologize to him. Naruto, wait a moment. Oh hell no. When I signed on for this, I didn't ask for your father to offer to break every bone in my body and kill me. He shouted. I'm sorry. She nodded. My father is. Well, he's just a little overprotective. But don't worry, he won't hurt you. Hopefully. Hopefully. He repeated. The platinum blonde just shot him a smile. Don't worry, it's not like you're my boyfriend or anything. You'll most likely never have to talk to my father again. We're only doing this to convince other people that we're a couple, not him. She reminded the whisker-faced boy. All Naruto could think about was getting home and going to sleep. A part of him had hoped that this had all been a dream. Maybe I'm still at home sleeping. He thought hopefully. Nah, that's too much to hope for. Ino-chan, I'm going to go home, okay? I'm tired and I really need to sleep. Yeah, hey Naruto, I was thinking that we should give it to a few days time before you ask me out again. Alright, that's fine. Okay. Good night Naruto. Night. Ino waited until he was completely gone from sight before heading back inside. She had to admit that given the circumstances, Naruto handled himself well. He seemed to impress her mother, that's for sure. He did pretty good, at least he'll be prepared when he meets Forehead's parents. Her parents looked up when she entered the living room. They appeared to be in deep conversation. What's wrong? Ino wondered. Ino, your father and I have decided that we want you to invite Naruto over for dinner. She looked surprised. Mom, Daddy, Naruto and I. Oh, so he is your boyfriend. Mrs. Yamanaka smiled widely. I knew it. He'll be good for you, I can tell. No mom, you don't understand. Boyfriend or not, if you're going to be spending time with Naruto, I still want the chance to get to know him, okay Ino? Mr. Yamanaka's voice held a serious tone. Ino figured that there was no use in arguing with her parents. If they wanted Naruto over for dinner, then they would have it. Fine daddy, if you insist, I'll ask and see when it's a good time for him to come over. Oh Ino-chan, is tea here any meal in particular that he likes? He'll eat whatever you prepare dear and he'll like it. Inoichi spoke. Ino didn't even have to think twice about what Naruto's favorite food was. She may not have been very close to him, but everyone knew that he was a ramen addict. Make ramen mom. Make ramen and lots of it. Now I'm going to bed if no one minds, it's been a long day. Ino marched up the stairs to her room. She could literally feel a headache coming on. She was starting to wonder if this so-called relationship would be stressful like this today. If so, then the blonde knew that she was going to have her work cut out for her. And now my parents want him over for dinner, just great. That'll be a night to remember, and probably not a good one at that. She closed her eyes preparing to go to sleep. Oh well, I'll deal with this another time. I'm way too tired to think. With that being said, the blonde teen found herself drifting off to sleep. Halfway across Konoha, her blonde counterpart had finally made his way to his apartment. Naruto plopped down on his bed, placing his hands behind his head. Damn, this was a long day. First I get in the head not just by Sakura-chan but by Ino too. Then Shikamaru finds us together, and now I think Mr. Yamanaka secretly wants to cause me have a slow painful death. Naruto sighed. This is either going to help me or send me to an early grave. Oh well, this is Ino's plan, I'm sure she's got it covered. At least I hope that she does. Chapter 5. Just a friendly bet, so this is it, huh? Naruto started as he stared down as his blonde counterpart. Yeah, it's now or never. I'll go in first and you come in later and ask me out, and we'll figure the rest of it out from there. Ino said. Naruto looked stunned as he opened his mouth wide. What? You mean you don't have any idea what you're doing? Ino, I thought that you had this whole thing planned out. Ino shrugged her shoulders, smiling sheepishly. Naruto sighed, hitting himself upside the head. I don't believe this. Sorry, it's not like we had time to sit and really plan this all out. Naruto said nothing as he resisted the urge to bang his head upside the wall in frustration. So there was still every chance that their plan could possibly fail. Then again, no plan was completely foolproof. There was always room for error. Fine, let's just get this over with. Right. She agreed. Oh. She stopped, turning to look at him. Naruto, whatever you do, don't screw up. Yeah, don't worry. I won't screw up. Ino raised an eyebrow to him in suspicion. Yeah, well, you should probably have some sort of signal to warn me, if you have something idiotic planned out. I need to be aware of these things. I'll cough really loudly if things go wrong. He decided. Ino seemed to agree to this, for she said nothing else to him. The platinum blonde entered the restaurant to see most of their friends. She saw Sakura, Hinata, Kiba, Neji, Lee, and Tenten. Hey Ino, what's up? Come on and join us. We were just about to have lunch. Sakura said to her. Sure, okay. She agreed as she sat down beside Neji and Sakura. The two couples were sitting across from them. So how are our favorite couples doing today? Ino asked cheerfully. Hinata blushed as Kiba squeezed her hand underneath the table. We're good, you don't have to worry. Kiba nodded. I should hope so. I wouldn't want Hinata-sama to feel anything other than contentment when she's around you. Neji spoke in his usual calm manner. Kiba frowned as he resisted the urge to shout something at the stoic Hyuga. Neji ni-san. Kiba-kun treats me very well. You don't have to worry. She assured him. Good. He nodded. Ino could feel the tension in the room. Okay, well, let's order something. She said, trying to clear the tension away. Meanwhile, Naruto paced back and forth outside. Damn, what the hell can I say when I go in there? He thought. Yo, Naruto. He heard his name. The blue-eyed male turned around to see both Choji and Shikamaru. Hey Shikamaru, Choji, what's going on? Nothing, Choji just wanted to grab something to eat. And since we just got back from a mission, I decided to tag along. What, it's not too troublesome for you, Shikamaru? Naruto laughed. Some things aren't always troublesome. But at the sound of the black-haired male's stomach, Naruto smiled knowingly. You're starving, huh? Yeah. He only nodded. So am I. Choji agreed. Let's go in already. The three teens entered the restaurant only to see that their friends were there as well. Ino looked up to see Naruto, Shikamaru, and Choji. She smiled to herself. This really couldn't get any more perfect if they had planned everything. Now that so many of their friends were here, they could be convincing in front of all of them. Hey Naruto, Choji, Shikamaru, come over and join us, okay? The blonde Kunoichi shouted to them. Alright geez Ino, we can hear you no. Shikamaru sighed. Yeah, but now we're probably deaf in one or both of our ears. Naruto teased. I heard that, Uzumaki. She frowned. As the three males went to sit down, Naruto decided to take some action in his plan with Ino. Hey Choji, do you mind if I sit next to Ino-chan? He asked. No, but why would you even want to? I didn't know that you two were that close. We aren't. Ino intervened, but if he wants to sit next to me I won't stop him. Sakura blinked in confusion. Something was up with those two for sure. They were both just acting way too weird. What's with you Naruto? I would have thought that you wanted to sit next to Sakura or something. Shikamaru asked his friend. It was no secret that everyone knew about Naruto's crush on Sakura. Nah, it's cool. I want to sit next to Ino-chan today. Besides, someone has to make sure that she eats. He laughed out loud. The aqua-colored-eyed teen hit him in the stomach. Shut up and sit. She told him. Sure thing. He nodded. Before long, barbecue pork, sushi, onigiri, and naturally ramen had been ordered for the entire table. Hey Choji. Shika, how was your mission? Ino asked them. It went well. Choji said through mouthfuls of pork. It was troublesome, but we managed to handle things. Kiba had leaned over, pecking Hinata's cheek. She blushed slightly at the contact. The blue-haired girl wasn't nearly as shy as she used to be. But naturally she still had some of her previous tendencies. Ah, that's really so cute. Ino cooed. Naruto coughed loudly, trying to let her know that he was ready to begin. She on the other hand assumed that he was about to do something stupid. What's the matter Naruto? Do you need some water? Here, drink. She forcefully grabbed him, pouring the ice-cold water down his throat. Damn you. He thought as he swallowed the water. He let out a breath. Gee Ino-chan, I didn't know that you cared so much. Does this mean that you'll take me up on that date? The table was silenced, just waiting for her answer. Ino blinked, realizing that he had started their plan. It was now up to come up with something. I already said no, didn't I? Yeah, I know, but I told you that I wasn't going to give up. Naruto stood up, placing both of his hands onto the table. Come on Ino-chan, let's go out. Ino stood up as well, staring into his cerulean blue orbs. No Naruto. You'll have fun, I promise. Listen to me Naruto, the answer is no. We aren't going anywhere. Naruto pouted, folding his arms. Why won't you listen to reason? You'll have fun with me, I promise. No, no, no times infinity. She shook her head, ponytail swinging and all. Yes, yes, yes times infinity, and 1 + 3 bowls of pork ramen. There, now you have to say yes to me. You can't dare go back on the ramen. He smiled. The platinum blonde sighed heavily. This was going on for way too long. It was time to put the finishing touches onto their plan. Alright, already fine. You can take me out if it will get you to shut up. Pick me up at Friday around 7 and don't you dare be late, do you hear me? Yes ma'am. He nodded eagerly. I'll be there, I got to go though, so I'll see you around guys. The blonde male said no more as he quickly jetted up out of the restaurant. Ino watched him leave, resisting the urge to go after him. Instead, Sakura had got up from the table first. I'm going to go talk to him. She decided. What the hell did we just see? Naruto asking Ino out. Kiba spoke. Yeah, well, strange things happen all the time, I guess. Choji said. Our friend is just bursting with the flames of youth. Lee's voice held its usual enthusiasm. Tenten pulled her boyfriend back into his seat. Lee-kun, shut up, okay? She smiled as she kissed his cheek, causing a blush to rise to his cheeks. Ino, on the other hand, had not been paying attention to anything being said. In truth, she was curious as to what Naruto and Sakura were talking about. She wasn't really sure why she even cared though. It's none of my business, he'll tell me later anyway. She decided. Meanwhile, outside, Sakura had finally caught up to Naruto. Hey Naruto, can we talk for a moment? She wondered. Oh hey Sakura-chan, what's up? Well, everything's good with me, but what's going on with you? Why the sudden interest in Ino Pig? He paused. It's just going to be for one date. Are you jealous, Sakura-chan? He grinned. The pink-haired medic nin paused at his question. She wasn't really sure on how to answer him. Well, it's okay if you are. Sakura didn't know if she was jealous or not. And even if she was, she wasn't about to admit it in front of Naruto. No, I'm not. I just wanted to see if you were okay. I still can't believe that you asked Ino out. Yeah, me either. He thought to himself. Yeah, well, it's just one date, that's all I have to get going. I'll see you, okay, Sakura-chan. She only blinked curiously, deciding to leave it alone for a while. When she entered the restaurant, she saw that Ino was gone as well. Hey, where did Ino go? She said something about going to prepare for the worst date of her life. And then she bailed. Kiba answered the green-eyed girl. Maybe it won't be so bad. Tenten started. Hell, maybe they'll even like each other or something. There was another pause of silence before Choji and Kiba started busting out laughing. Ino falling for our number one. Hyperactive knucklehead, nah, I just can't see it. Well, why not? Why is it so hard to imagine? I mean, they actually have a lot in common. They're both loud, outspoken, it just may work. Sakura stood there with her finger to her chin as she appeared to be in deep thought. They said that they were going out on Friday, right? Hi, Sakura-chan. Hinata nodded. Well, let's follow them and see how it all turns out. I bet 50 Ryo that it's going to be a complete disaster. I'm with you, Sakura. Kiba nodded, placing his bet with the pink-haired girl. It's troublesome and I don't know why this is any of my business. But it could work, those two are similar. They may be able to make something out of this date. I agree too. Hinata spoke. I believe that Naruto-kun and Ino-chan's personalities are very similar. Sakura could see that everyone was picking sides. What do you say, Tenten? You up for a friendly little bet? I think that you hang around Tsunade-sama too much. But hell yeah, I'm up for this little bet. 500 Ryo was it. Yep, 500 Ryo, and the losers have to clean up the winners' apartments for a week. You're on. So it's me, Hinata, and Shikamaru versus you and Kiba. Don't forget about me. Choji spoke. I mean, I agree that those two are alike, but sometimes two of the same can end in disaster. Thanks, Choji. Sakura smiled. I will have no part in this silly little bet of yours. It's up to Ino and Naruto to decide how far they are going to go. Neji said. Lee-kun, what about you? What's your take on this? And I swear if you even mention anything at all about youth. Hey. He laughed. I'd prefer not to bet on anything, but Tenten-chan, you know that I am always on your side. She nodded because that was the answer that she had been looking for. There you have it, Neji's neutral. Hinata, Shikamaru, and Lee agree with me. While you, Choji, and Kiba think that it's going to be a disaster. You're kind of outnumbered, Sakura. You sure you still want to go through with this? The brown-haired girl asked. The green-eyed girl just smirked, looking very enthusiastic. There was no way in hell she was going to back down just because she was outnumbered. I'm game. It doesn't matter about the numbers or the odds. All that really matters is the outcome. Yeah, you definitely hang out with Tsunade-sama too much. The group of friends laughed at this. Although it was true, Sakura could very well be described as a young Tsunade, or Tsunade version 2.0 if you will. Hell, even Tsunade Jr. would suffice. Okay, that's enough laughter. I think this will be fun though, and maybe we can find out why Naruto's acting so weird. The pink-haired girl said. So everything's finalized, are we all in? Kiba asked as he raised his glass. Everyone looked around the room, raising their glasses as well, some with sake, others with water. Yes, looks like we all agree. Sakura started. Here's to the bet. The bet. All the other voices shouted out with their glasses raised high in the air. Chapter 6. You will enjoy this dates This Broken Heart by Skimade. Naruto had been on his way to his apartment when a voice stopped him dead in his tracks. So what did you and Sakura talk about? He exclaimed. The blonde male looked up to see Ino sitting in the tree above him. Ino, what the hell are you doing up there? She jumped down from her spot, landing in front of him. I knew that you would eventually come through here. I just wanted to know what you and Sakura talked about. Naruto stood in silence for a moment. He wasn't really sure what to make of any of this. Why did Ino care anyway? It wasn't like it was any of her business. She just wanted to know why I was taking you out on Friday. Interesting. Ino said before walking off. Naruto followed after her. What do you mean interesting? What's so interesting? All that growing up you did and you're still as dense as ever, huh? The fact that she even questioned why we're going out Friday means that she's interested. Hell, she might even be jealous for all we know. You really think so, Ino-chan? Yeah, she might be. It's hard to tell what goes on through that head of hers. So we just have to make sure that this date goes extremely well. So we can pretend to be a couple right away. That way it will make everyone believe us, especially Forehead. Naruto only nodded, then gave her a warm bright smile. You got it. Ino, we can pull this off, believe it. Yeah, let's hope so. Anyway, pick me up around 7 on Friday. Don't worry about doing anything serious, technically it's not a real date. I'm sure if that's what you want. There was a moment of silence. Naruto turned his attention elsewhere and Ino stared down at her fingernails. I feel like I should say something. He thought. I have to run. My mom wants me at the flower shop today. So I guess that I will see you on Friday then. Yeah, I guess so, see you later, Ino-chan. Later. She waved, leaving the blue-eyed male standing there. He waited until she was completely out of sight before leaving himself. That was awkward. He whispered. A part of Naruto had always wondered if there was even a point to any of this. Would he get Sakura in the end? Or would he get over his crush on the pink-haired female like Ino had suggested? Well, whatever happens, it's not like I'll fall for Ino or something. He laughed at the absurdity. No way will that happen. Halfway across town, another blonde had similar thoughts on her mind. Was this really all for nothing? Could he even get over his crush on Sakura? Ino wasn't completely sure why she had wanted to help at first. It did have something to do with the fact that she thought it would be fun to see Sakura's reaction. But now it was starting to become more than that. Spending time with Naruto had made her see that he was a good guy. And he deserved to have what he wanted. If he genuinely wants her, then it's up to me to step up my game. I'll help him as best as I can, she decided. Besides, it's not like I'll end up falling for him or something. She laughed at the sheer thought of it. No, that won't happen. Before anyone realized it, Friday had arrived. Naruto stood in the bathroom getting dressed for the big date. He decided on a black t-shirt and a pair of black pants. He looked in the mirror. It was certainly a change from his trademark orange. I bet Ino-chan will be surprised that I'm not wearing orange. Hey, he laughed. She might not even recognize me or something. He also decided against wearing his headband, choosing to leave his hair out and wilder than usual. Yes, Uzumaki Naruto was looking his best today and he was ready for his first non-official date. He may have been ready, but Yamanaka Ino on the other hand was not. She rummaged through her closet in search of something to wear. Damn it. I have no idea what to wear. When there was a knock at her door, she looked up and stopped what she was doing. Ino, honey, is everything all right in there? Yes, Mom, I'm just looking for something to wear. I've got plans in a few hours. At this, her mother came into the room smiling for her daughter. Oh, I remember these times. I used to struggle to find outfits to wear on my dates with your father all the time. Yeah, but this is different. The younger blonde said as she went back to looking through her clothes. Ha, I got it. She picked up a black skirt, a pair of red shorts to go underneath, with a light red tank top, and decided on a black jacket to put over her. It'll look fine, honey. I'm sure Naruto won't care what you wear. What? Mom, how did you? Wait, who says that I had plans with Naruto? Call it mother's intuition if you want. But I suppose that he'll be coming to pick you up in a little while. You'd better get ready, dear. Sure. She nodded as she went to get ready for her date. Ino had to admit that she was curious. She wondered if Naruto had something planned. Knowing him, he might just surprise me with something. I just hope that whatever it is, it's not too crazy. The blonde Kunoichi sat down and waited for Naruto to come pick her up. Why don't you wear your hair out, Ino, honey? You look so pretty with your hair down. Naruto will be blown away. But Mom, I don't think. She wanted to say that it really didn't matter what she did with her hair. It wasn't as if Naruto would even care about how she wore her hair. Trust me, it'll be fine. I'm your mother, you can trust my judgment. Okay, Mom, whatever you say. Ino did as her mother suggested and released her hair from its ponytail. Her long blonde locks cascaded around her shoulders. You look beautiful, dear. Naruto won't know what hit him. Yeah, I hope he gets here soon. It's almost 7. The blonde male was making his way to the Yamanaka household. He felt a sudden nervousness run through him. He was mostly afraid of Mr. Yamanaka. What if he wanted to grill him with questions again? Or worse, what if he tried to kill him? I'm too young to die, he thought. Yo Naruto. Good evening Naruto-kun. He heard. He looked to see Kiba and Hinata. Oh hey Hinata-chan. Kiba, you two out on a date or something? Yes, something like that. Kiba said as to not give away that they would be following him and Ino around tonight. Are you on your way to pick up Ino-chan? Hinata asked. Yep. He nodded. Oh, I better run, it's almost 7. I'll see you both around. Bye. The couple waved to the blonde-haired male and waited until he was gone. He won't even notice that we're tailing him. We can meet up with everyone else later. Kiba spoke out loud. But Kiba-kun, shouldn't we have asked where he was taking Ino-chan? The brown-haired boy blinked. Oh shit. He cursed. Yeah, probably. Oh well, I guess we'll find out soon enough and then tell the others. Naruto arrived at Ino's house to be greeted by Mrs. Yamanaka. Oh hello Naruto-kun, come and Ino will be right down. Alright Mrs. Yamanaka. He nodded as he entered the house. Ino-chan, get down here, okay? Naruto is here. Naruto looked around in a somewhat nervous manner. My, don't we look handsome tonight? She noticed. Oh thanks Mrs. Yamanaka. Mr. Yamanaka isn't around, is he? You know, somewhere waiting to kill me. He wanted to say. She chuckled lightly. Inoichi could be very intimidating when he wanted to be. No, he had a last-minute mission, he won't be home for days. The young man sighed in relief. He was saved for now anyway. Ino came down the stairs. Naruto's eyes widened in surprise. Ino stopped as she saw the handsome boy standing in her living room. Ino-chan. His voice held a hint of surprise. Nah, Naruto, you're not wearing purple. He pointed to her. And you're not wearing that horrible orange. He frowned as she insulted his favorite color. Your hair, it's not in a ponytail. You look really pretty like that. And wow, he really cleans up nicely. He looks hot, she thought to herself. You look different Naruto, but it's a good different. Are those flowers for me? She asked as she walked over to the blonde dressed in black. Yeah, here. You didn't get them from our flower shop, did you? That would have been tacky. I know, I didn't get them from here. I picked them up myself. I'll put them in some water. Ino's mother interrupted. You two get going and have fun. Okay, bye mom. I'll be back around 10 or so. Bye Mrs. Yamanaka, have a good evening. Thank you Naruto-kun. She waved as the two shinobi left the house. It was quiet as they walked the street side by side. Ino couldn't stop thinking about how different he looked right now. She would be lying if she didn't say he looked damn good. Ino-chan, are you alright? Yes, I'm fine. I guess I still can't believe that you're not wearing orange. Yeah. He laughed. And you aren't wearing purple, that's a first. Ino was about to turn to the left but noticed that Naruto kept walking straight. Naruto, Ikiraku's is this way. Yeah, I know that, but we aren't going to Ikiraku's. I thought that we could go somewhere different. Is that okay? He was going to take them somewhere that didn't involve ramen. Was she dreaming? If so, then someone needed to pinch her now so that she could wake up. A problem? Are you kidding? This is great, lead the way. Naruto smiled for her and continued to lead the way. Ino was surprised to see that they were at a very nice restaurant by the name of Yuichiro's. It was definitely an upgrade from the ramen bar. Ino had to say that she was impressed. Wow, he really is unpredictable. Sakura is going to be one really lucky girl. The blondes were seated at a table. Naruto even held out her chair for her as she sat down. She thought that this was very gentlemanlike of him. She also noticed that the table they were sitting was by the window. It gave them a great view of the flower gardens outside. I picked this place especially for you, Ino-chan. There's no ramen. He pouted at this. And they have a nice view of some flowers here. Ino thought that it was incredibly sweet of him to do this. She hadn't been considering this a real date, but somehow he was starting to make her feel like it was one. Naruto. She started. He looked up, his cerulean blue orbs staring into her aqua-colored pools. Yeah, what's up? You really didn't have to do any of this. Yeah, but it's for appearances, right? I had to impress you. He grinned. Well, this is definitely impressive. Menus were placed in front of them. But the two blondes didn't know that there were several pairs of eyes watching from the safety of the bushes. Sakura, Tenten, Lee, Kiba, and Hinata were watching. They had a bet going on. It was important that they be here for this, So what's happening so far? Sakura asked as she had just arrived. Nothing really, they just sat down a few minutes ago. I don't believe it, Naruto's not wearing orange. Sakura's eyes widened in surprise. Ha, yeah, I know. Kiba laughed. It's a miracle. So where's Shikamaru? The pink-haired girl asked Tenten, noticing that he was not there. Oh, you know, this was far too troublesome, so he stayed home. He wants to know what happens later though. Speaking of which, where is Choji? He should be here too. He couldn't make it either, something about a mission he had to go on with his father. I guess it's just us then. It looks that way. Meanwhile, inside the restaurant, Naruto and Ino were eating in silence. No one really knew what to say right now. It felt sort of awkward. Come on, say something, damn it. Ino thought. I don't know why Ino-chan isn't talking. She's always talking. The platinum blonde looked up, staring at Naruto for a moment. Naruto, what's up? You have a little bit of sauce on your cheek. I do, damn. I'll get it. She leaned over with a napkin and began to wipe his face. Naruto flinched at her soft touch. Hold still, all right. Hi, sorry, Ino-chan. Ino stared down into those beautiful blue orbs of his. She couldn't believe she never noticed how intense and gorgeous they were. Was his eyes always this blue? She wondered as she let him go. Thanks a lot, Ino. Sure. Did you see that? Sakura pointed. They looked just like a couple. Tenten finished with a smirk. Lee could not control the happiness that he was feeling. He stood up with his fist clenched. Ino-chan and Naruto-kun are just beginning to feel the burning flames of their youth. He shouted. Shut up, Lee. Kiba, Tenten. And Sakura pulled the black-haired male back to the ground. Lee-kun, be quiet before we're spotted. The brunette warned her boyfriend. Inside the restaurant, Ino shuddered. What's wrong, are you cold? Naruto wondered. No, it's just a sort of feeling that I had. It felt strange. Naruto, do you feel like we're being watched or something? Naruto took a sip of his drink as he thought more about what Ino had asked. No, I didn't feel anything strange just now. Okay, well, maybe it was just me then. Naruto, when we leave here, I think that you should hold my hand. Eh? He jumped back. I thought that you weren't considering this a real date. It's possible that we might run into one of our friends. We have to make it look like we're enjoying ourselves. That's true, I guess. He nodded. Okay, I'll hold your hand. She sensed his reluctance. Don't worry, I don't have any diseases or anything. You'll be fine. Oh, I didn't mean to. He paused. Never mind, let's get going, okay? There's a special place that I want to show you. Alright. As they were leaving, Naruto immediately reached for Ino's hand. I don't believe it. Kiba started. Tenten couldn't contain the smile on her face. She had this in the bag for sure. She didn't even feel the need to follow them around anymore. Sakura, you should probably pay up that 500 ryo now and save yourself the embarrassment. Come on, Lee, let's go. I think that we've seen enough. Before Sakura could respond, the black-haired boy sneezed. Achoo. Lee wiped his nose. Did you hear that? Ino spoke. Yeah. Naruto nodded. It came from over there. Oh shit. Kiba and Sakura cursed. Just then the two of them and Hinata jumped back, leaving the couple sitting there. Tenten was starting to panic. She then grabbed Lee, pulling him towards here. Lee-kun, kiss me now. Ino lead the way towards the bushes, looking over them to see the couple in a lip lock. Naruto followed behind her, his eyes widened as he saw who it was. Tenten-chan, Lee. Oh, hello, Naruto-kun. Ino-chan. Lee smiled. What are you two doing out here behind the bushes? The platinum blonde asked. Tenten wrapped her arms around Lee, smiling for the two blondes. So if I want to kiss my boyfriend behind some bushes, then what's wrong with that? Yeah, it's not like we were committing a crime. Ino sighed as she reached for Naruto's hand. She figured that they should leave now before things got any stranger. You guys are sick. You're just sick. Ino shouted at them. Come on, Naruto, let's go. Alright. Good night, you guys. Sakura, Kiba, and Hinata waited until they were gone from sight before coming back. Tenten had half the mind to curse them out for leaving in that way. At least I know who I can count on when things get a little tough. The brunette spoke. Sorry. It was Lee's fault anyway, he sneezed. Sakura grinned apologetically. Tenten just rolled her eyes, deciding not to say anything. We'll just have to wait and ask the two of them how they felt about it. But don't think that you've won just yet, Tenten. Sakura yawned. It's getting late, we should probably call it a night. Yes, Sakura, I think that we pretty much lost this bet. They didn't kill each other, argue or anything at all like that. Hell, they were even holding hands. Kiba told the pink-haired medic Nin. I don't know, I guess I just expected their personalities to clash or something. It's okay Sakura-chan, you didn't expect to lose, that's all. Tenten laughed as she put her hand on the younger girl's shoulder. Whatever. She sighed. I'm going home, I'll see you guys later. She waved. Later. Kiba nodded. Bye Sakura-chan. Hinata spoke. Bye Sakura, and don't forget when you clean my apartment that includes my weapons. All of my weapons. She added with a smile. Okay. Okay Tenten, I got it. She laughed at her friend before disappearing into the night. Ino found that Naruto had taken her to the top of the Hokage monument. He had yet to let go of her hand. She assumed that it was because he had become used to it in that short amount of time. Naruto, you can let go now, it's okay. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. He slowly let her hand go, the warmth fading quickly. So what are we doing here besides the fact that it's a great view of Konoha from up here? Well, you remember when you took to your favorite place. This is my favorite place, I like to come up here and think sometimes. He remembered my flower field. She thought. Yeah, I can see why. You do want to become Hokage after all. Yeah. He nodded. Come on, sit, it's still early, I don't have to take you home just yet, right? Nope. She shook her head as she sat beside him. Naruto laid down, putting his hands behind his head as he gazed up at the sky. I like watching the stars. When I was little, I used to try to reach out and touch them. Naruto laughed. Yeah. Ino nodded. I think that all kids are like that. Maybe, I guess I just always set my goals kind of high. I used to imagine that I was up there with them. You know what's higher than the stars? He looked suddenly serious. I'm sorry Ino-chan, I'm not making much sense, am I? You're making perfect sense to me. Naruto, I'm sure that you'll make a great Hokage one day. The blonde boy sat up, locking eyes with her. You really think so? Yeah, I do. Call it woman's intuition. She laughed. Okay, well, that's good enough for me. He grinned, giving her the thumbs up. There was silence for a moment as Ino turned her gaze elsewhere. Naruto, let's not waste any more time. I think that we've done a damn good job of convincing people that we could be a couple. So are you ready to start acting like one as soon as possible? Yeah. He nodded. I'm more than ready Ino-chan. She gave him a bright smile and put out her hand for him to shake. Then let the games begin Uzumaki. He smiled back.